Chapter 2, Stronger. I don't cry like I used to or hurt like I did when I was a younger man. I am more stable, stronger, finally. When others don't or can't hold it together, somehow I do. I'm not sure why or when that started. I wasn't always like that, far, far from it. I was an emotional mess most of my life, crying and falling apart for the smallest of things. Most of them things of my doing or things that were just in my head. I'm not like that anymore, at least not as far as I can tell. We had a perfect home birth that a few hours later turned into a horrific surgery for my wife and a diagnosis of Down syndrome for our baby daughter. A few months later, my siblings and I watched our mother pass away right before our eyes. And the year after that, I held my wife's hand as cancer took her, and I had to pick up our 2-year-old daughter, Indiana, and somehow go on. But I have been strong. I've cried very few tears, especially in the moments where the pain lives. I found myself crying in other moments, though, when I'm by myself, thinking, remembering, wondering. But all in all, I have mostly felt peace. My wife was the same way. She was strong in her faith and trusted God when difficulties would come our way, just as I do. I don't know why, or where I learned that, or became that. I know that she is a lot of why I am me, Joey, and God. God that was in Joey. I could see him in her eyes and her smile, even when it hurt to smile. In her tears and in her laughter, he was there. Her love strengthened my faith and brought hope, always, always hope. It's a wonderful difference compared to how I used to be, but it's also unusual for me. Most of the people around me break down easily and often. Hope comes and goes like the wind. My sister Marcy almost didn't make it through my mother's passing. Her grief was so great. I couldn't relate to her. I tried to. I listened and was there for her and did my best to comfort her. But I didn't cry like she did or feel her pain. My view of Mom dying was compassionate, but in a realistic way. People pass away. It's a part of life. It's hard and terrible, but it's going to happen to all of us. I could somehow keep in perspective that Mom was 71, and that's a long life. She smoked right up until the end, and this happens a lot when that happens. But still, even with that, I wonder if I should be crying or hurting more. I don't think I should. Nothing in me says that anything's wrong. I don't feel like I'm carrying a huge amount of weight or that I'm bottling up my emotions or anything like that. I just feel like I now have a different perspective from what I had most of my life. I have peace because of my faith. And finally, opening my hands and turning my life over to God, believing in a higher power and trusting that He has a bigger plan, one that I don't understand, that I can't understand this side of heaven. God is the author of this story. Yes, it is my pen that He's used to write the book, my laptop actually, but it is the story He has told with my life and my wife's, a story that He's still telling. I just wake up every day and turn the page. Sometimes I'm frightened by what I find, and sometimes I'm exhilarated. Many nights I don't want to go to sleep and wake up the next day to turn another page, afraid that the beautiful moment that we're experiencing might be met with hardship in the next paragraph, or our journey to the top of a mountain will come barreling down the other side. But we must turn the page and trust that the story He is telling is bigger than that one page or that one chapter. Looking back at my life, it is easy for me to see. Even the chapter that I am in now, I know He is still writing, taking my character and those around me, building a plot that is brilliantly woven into a beautiful tale that only the master storyteller can tell. This is my story, up until now, or at least a good chunk of it. 51 years condensed into 70,000 words. Mine is a sad story and a happy one, a human tragedy and a comedy of errors. It's Forrest Gump meets Jesus, the struggle of light against the power of darkness. It is a story of faith, of love, and a hope that never dies.